The resilient Jenkins, a family of 7 living in a 1-bedroom apartment, have gained a lot of attention throughout the past few months. With 246,000 followers, their life has been broadcasted all over TikTok. At first, his family was liked by a lot of their community, with Stephanie Jenkins showcasing her life living in an apartment with 5 kids, along with Sunday reset videos and cooking videos. But this support for their content quickly shifted when Stephanie started to post videos on her kids' sleeping situation. Now you'd think that a big family like this one would have good accommodations for their young kids, maybe a room for themselves or at least some beds, but you'd be wrong if you thought that. For a while, these kids slept on mattress toppers on the floor in the dining room and living room, while her and her husband Drew slept on a queen-size bed in their own room.
As you can read in the caption above, we're a family of 6 going on 7 living in a 1-bedroom apartment. As the kids grow older, that means we constantly have to adapt our environment to give them more means for privacy and extra space. When outside our environment appears cluttered, disorganized, what have you. But quite frankly, after making do for nearly 3 years now, I have nothing but a grateful spirit for the roof over our head. Generally, the instant judgment me and my husband receive, why have so many kids if you don't have enough space for them? See, my perception is judgment comes from a place of not having the experience. When you've experienced enough, you generally don't judge people. I can tell you after everything I've been through in the past 3 years, there's very little I have to judge people on. I would be lying if I said there wasn't a point in my life that I was so naive that I might have judged a poor person based off their appearance. And like I said, I have learned a lot. I generally look like I'm roughing it, but that's because our kids come first. I do everything I can to keep our environment clean and tidy. When it comes down to it, I could shove everything my kids have in 1 bedroom of some of these houses I see, and it would really look like nothing. We try to teach our kids to take care of what they have, be grateful for what we have. We keep praying and pushing for the growth that we want. Appreciate y'all watching. See you in the next video.
Now, this is wrong for a ton of reasons, but a few reasons I wanted to tackle are neglect and endangerment. Obviously, if you're sleeping in a whole different room away from these kids, they are free to do whatever they want throughout the night. If you have kids, you know that sometimes they wake up during the night and they could just roam around and do whatever. And if you don't have kids, I'm sure you remember waking up in the middle of the night and walking around and again doing whatever you want. Now, this is an issue for a multitude of reasons. Since they are sleeping in the living room and dining room, they can 1, unlock the front door and walk out of the house, especially because some of the kids are older than the age of 10. And 2, they could play with the stovetop, which is not safe because you don't know exactly what they're doing if they're out in the dining room and living room. And 3, there's always an issue with break-ins. What if one night someone just breaks in? Those kids would be the first to see the person. As a parent, you want to keep your kids out of harm's way by any means necessary. But this just shows an utter lack of care for these kids. When I was growing up, my mom would take in my cousins and grandfather, but she never made us move out of our rooms and sleep on the floor so that she still had a place to sleep. But instead, she'd move her room to the dining room downstairs so that we wouldn't have to squeeze into a small room so that everybody had a room. And I'd do the same thing for my kids if I ever took anyone in. I think it's all about caring for your kids and how they will grow up. Sure, they might think that it's all fun and games sleeping with their siblings in the living room and dining room, but it's not normal to do this thing on a regular basis. It's pretty disturbing that Drew feels like it's okay to have his kids sleeping on the ground, while in most videos posted onto her account, he has a headset on playing video games all day every day. It's gotten so bad that creators even started to call out the fact that all Drew does is play video games all day and how he should be out getting a job and providing for the family. And it seems like in the beginning, he did actually have a job, but over time, he either quit it, lost it, or just saw the views coming from the TikToks and just stopped going. But this is what some of the creators had to say.
He also does not have a job, yet they have 5 children, including a newborn. All Drew does every single day besides get a job is play PS5, as you can see from him with his headset on whenever he does anything around the house. Putting the baby down to sleep, putting bacon in the oven, headset on 24/7.
I feel like Drew is able to avoid a lot of the hate because he's rarely in videos. But boy, does Stephanie love to brag about how much he does for her and her kids. I'll get back to that in 1 second, but I just wanted to set the stage for more recent issues that are happening now. But going back to October of 2024 is when this family started to go viral, and their content quickly blew up for all of the wrong reasons. Now, what people didn't know at the time was that Drew actually had another baby with a different woman named Arletta. After their content went viral, Arletta went on video to speak about how Drew left his son at the age of 2 and abandoned his family.
Since we're on here speaking about the resilient Jenkins, actually, he has more than one son. Hi, I'm the first baby mama. I'm absolutely embarrassed the fact that that's my sperm donor, I will not be posting my child on here because y'all not gonna know. But my son is almost 12. Since everybody wants to kind of chime in, that man that everybody's saying they have two loving parents walked out of his son's life when he was 2. Okay. Hasn't seen his son since he was 5. And that's because I reached out to him to come to his kindergarten graduation. And at the time, he only had one child, which was the little black boy you guys see in his videos. That's my oldest's little brother. Now, my oldest, who's at the top, because he will be 12, doesn't even know he has 2 other siblings. So no, they didn't meet when he had one child. He probably has more. He hasn't paid child support, but he has a PS5. I feel bad for those kids. I literally feel bad for my child's siblings, sad to say, that they have to sleep on the floor. And that man has not changed. And it's disrespectful, mind you, my child's name is being changed. I'm at work, but I keep seeing this shit, and it makes my blood boil. My son doesn't have to worry about anything. He's in a loving home. He has grandparents. He has his aunties, his uncles, close family members that are surrounded. My son is loved, and he knows he's loved. And I'm so glad I kept my son out of that situation. Because I never not wanted my son to not know his dad. And he's asked, and I've tried. I have receipts. I've tried to get him to be a part. Even his son asked, Mommy, I just want to know my dad. Why can't I see my dad? Mind y'all, when that happened, I reached out to him. He read the message, never replied.
After this, the resilient Jenkins actually responded. Drew says that he's paying child support and how he didn't just abandon his family.
The child support and child. I have the one other child, Anthony. I've been paying child support via garnishments ever since I can remember. I worked at W-2 since I was 18, 19. Worked nights, multiple jobs, never made above 22 an hour.
Work jobs that worked your body to the bone. And
yeah, I worked retail, I worked overnight, I worked at Home Depot. Where else did I work? I worked at Jackson's, I worked at Grocery Outlet. I pumped gas. I pumped gas. I did HVAC for a year, and even HVAC. People say, oh, HVAC, you pay. Hey, I was there for a year, doing the most work, coming on the weekends to do scrap metal, and then going to Jackson's, and I only got a $4 raise after a year, and people got an $8 raise making 32 plus, and they sat me at 24.
Now the HVAC company, that's a whole other story in and of itself, because he drove all over the place for that company. He was the one working the hardest for that company, and yet they would not increase his pay. They increased the pay of 3 of the other employees while he was working there.
Anything, it's my workload didn't equal out what I felt to what I was getting paid, deserved to get paid, especially how fast I was picking things up and how hard I was working. And there wasn't any complaints. The complaint was, oh, you're requesting too many days off. Yes, because I want more money, so I'm trying to find other ways to make money. And so then I went back to Jackson's. I worked days and nights, 60 hours plus, and try to make sure I wash every window, check with every little detail to get any kind of tips.
This man has done everything he can
The child
to
support,
provide.
the child support thing, I don't know what to tell anybody. I've been paying for years via garnishment. They've taken out $9-10 grand from taxes, and I let them. I didn't fight any of it. Right? If the other party hasn't received it, that is not on me. I don't have any of that money. I think I owe $6,000. That's all I owe, which most of that got taken care of last year, and everything else is via garnishment, except for now, because I haven't gotten. I guess except for now, 4 or 5 months behind, things happen. So it's not like I don't know about it. What?
They want to know why you're not involved in stuff.
Oh, why?
Yeah.
I don't need to explain why. I don't need to explain everything. I can't explain everything.
That's the thing. It's not their life for us to explain. It's our life. It's our perspective. It's what we've been through.
Well, people are gonna judge regardless.
And that's fine.
I know. I've been judged all my life. I'm just letting them know they think the child support's one thing, and this is if they believe people are gonna believe one side or the other. That's entirely up to whoever watches or listens to this. And same with the job thing. I've worked and people think, oh, you never, blah blah blah. I've worked. I always work, and I hate not working, but I hate also not getting paid for my time or for my worth. If people say, oh, you don't know your worth. Of course I know my worth. Everybody should know their worth.
Hence why we're no longer.
I've done plenty of jobs in my lifetime. I feel like I should get paid a certain amount. What else are we addressing? The destructiveness.
Yeah, there's
speculation going around that we bought, quote unquote, bought foam toppers for our kids. They had frames, they had mattresses, sheets, pillows, the works, even little drapes on their
princess tapestries. Yeah,
they hung on everything and bent everything and broke it and tore it down, and
kids are destructive. They're especially cartoon girls.
They bent the hell out of the metal frames and all that, making it more or less a hazard. So we had to remove from the house, and then they tore up their sheets and all bed covers and all that. And if you guys don't know, when anybody orders a bed is a giant piece of foam. When you go on to order a bed, it says foam mattress or memory foam with a pillow topper. It's all foam. If you guys didn't know, that's just I thought that was common knowledge, but I guess that's something that you guys don't know.
There's this impression that I don't want better for the children, which doesn't make any sense to me. That's all I want is better for our kids, more space, more opportunity. And you'd say, oh, she's been posting about this for 3 years, and for 3 years I've been doing my absolute best to try to make something happen. And I did too. I worked W-2 jobs for a long time, and I'm not going to justify the reason that being home with my kids, it's either I pay someone to watch my kids and raise them a way that I don't agree with, or I stay home and raise my kids and get to watch them grow and become their people. And that's the choice that I would rather have.
Oh, and of course, people think I want to stay in one bedroom.
That's what I'm saying. They think we want to stay
in
one
bedroom. Things have increasingly got more expensive over the years.
Mm-hmm.
My rent has gone up.
It's gone up $300 since we got together.
Yeah, it was what, $950.
Yeah.
People are going to judge me and have always judged me all my life. That's nothing new to me. That's nothing new to me. All I know is I'm trying to do the best with what I got. How I'm trying to do the best with what I have and how I know best. When people say, yes, get a W-2. I would love to get a W-2 that paid me decently. But getting a W-2 at 18...
Why does it just got to be about the pay? Why does nobody consider the health aspect? That most of these W-2 jobs are sucking the life out of you. Why doesn't that matter?
Oh, because they don't care. It's not. And I get it. It's not about me. It's about my kids. But also,
You don't want to be here for your kids.
That's the thing. I want to be here for my kids. I don't want a job to suck the life out of me. So I'm coming home. I'm going to work hating my job, and I'm hating my life because my job is sucking the life out of me. That's how Jackson's was. Jackson's was okay, but it was.
If we had worked in Jackson's, we will be stuck here the rest of the kids' lives. We made the decisions we made to get out of here.
Yeah, I guess there's the other thing. They'll probably say, get a second job. I've had a second job, and this is why I am pre-diabetic and on heart medication. So I've had a heart attack and went in AFib, and I'm on heart pressure medication. Not making an excuse, but I overworked myself and didn't eat and didn't sleep and didn't eat and didn't sleep to make sure bills were getting paid. It's not like I wasn't.
And man, this made Arlita crash out, showing documents from that very month that Drew hasn't been paying child support, and when he did, it was only 5 cents.
So, you want to know what's funny, y'all? This is the recent affidavit I received, right? So, if you've been paying what you said you've been paying, Andrew, why do they need this? Did you do it? Did you do it? Oh yeah, Stephanie. Do you want me to do you want me to send you the message that I sent you back in August with the affidavit? You fucking cluck. Do you? Oh, Andrew, do you want me to go back to my messenger? To my messenger. Do you want me to go back to my messenger? I could pull up all the shit. I don't care how many jobs you had. You never stayed at one. And when he was getting a little itty bitty bit, he wasn't getting much. I remember getting in my account that from the state of Oregon, they sent me 5 cents, nigga. They sent me 5 cents, nigga. You ain't paid much. Sit up there with that bitch. You got me fucked up. I will air your shit out, nigga. Air your shit out, nigga. You got me fucked up. I got receipts. I have every court document that has been sent to me. This is my recent one. Did you show up, nigga? Sit up there stuttering like a motherfucker. You can't even get your motherfucking story straight. You stupid bitch. You pissed me the fuck off. You done set me off. Now I'm unhinged. Got me fucked up. Want to sit up there and play stupid. You sit up there in that nasty ass apartment. Don't ever forget, nigga, when you did see my son, when he was about 6 or 10 months old, and you took him to some random bitch's house, and she was up in there. She lived like a fucking hoarder, and I took you outside politely, nigga. Don't sit up there and don't play me. I took you outside politely, nigga, and I said, don't you ever have my baby in a dirty ass house. He was about 6 or 10 months old when that shit happened, nigga. You want to play with me? I told you, don't play with me, Andrew. You know I don't play with me, Andrew. I will air your shit the fuck out. Air it the fuck out. I ain't doing no shit for clout. I don't have to worry about I'm a normal ass human being. I'm a normal ass human being. I work. I do my nails. I work. I'm a caregiver. I take care of my oldest. I take care of my stepson when we have him. And I have my baby, who will be 6. I ain't got time for no fucking clown. I ain't got to chase nothing, bitch. I ain't got to chase nothing after you motherfuckers. But I will expose you, Andrew, because you ain't done shit. The last time I got a giant-ass payout from the state of Oregon, because it didn't come from you, and the pieces of taxes that I did get, that was back in 2017, nigga. It's 2024. You fucking cluck. Now speak on that, bitch.
After this, Stephanie posted a video saying that people are always in her business and how it's not what she expected after going viral, and how pretty much everybody's just doing this for clout and views.
What they definitely don't tell you about going viral is that suddenly everybody and their mother thinks your business is theirs. Y'all low-key got hands on my HIPAA information at this point, because some of the stuff you be digging up, I have no idea how you can legally be obtaining any of this information, quite honestly. Now this may come as a surprise to some, but we have no plans on responding to all these conspiracy theories and endless videos that people be ranting about. I will say this, I can proudly say that I never took nobody's viral moment to try to get my own, especially not slandering their name. But go ahead, keep on posting your updates about my family and building your content and all your base of your followers off my back. Go ahead. Now, a whole nother reason why we have no plans on responding to some of these comments is because y'all can never be happy. Oh, get him a bunk bed. Oh, that bunk bed ain't good enough. Oh, your house is so filthy, you should clean it more, but you're not spending enough time with your kids. Cooking for your kids is the bare minimum. Oh, you should let your kids have McDonald's more often. Quite honestly, y'all complain about my kids' lives way more than they do. I think it burns your ears to know, but my kids are happy, healthy, and don't want to be with any other parents. Y'all really out here acting like me and my husband are just as bad as a management team on Nickelodeon. The heck? Like we're not just two normal parents who have had a past. But Drew and I both know the real ones are gonna stick around. They're gonna wait and they're gonna hear this story of authenticity. Now low-key try to put a snake between me and my man, but we step on that thing's head together, okay? We're coming out of this stronger and closer than we've ever been. I got that man's back and he's got mine. Together we have our children's back all the time. Really is so many things I could say here, but God has been giving me this direction to just leave it in his hands and he's gonna take care of it. Since y'all already sitting there harassing my siblings, why don't you go ahead and ask them how difficult that is for me, because I've never been the type to keep my mouth quiet. And if that don't tell you something, because this could be a viral moment for my siblings too, and they love me too much to be like, I'm gonna build my success off your back, sis. I have talked some shish about my family in previous videos, but we have our ups and downs like any family do. But when it comes down to it, I know they have my back. Well, as some of these amazing followers, man, we see some of you fighting for us and we appreciate it. Drew and I both have every intention of interacting more with our followers and building this community, but at this point, we're just trying to keep our mental safe and not respond to too much of this negativity. The positivity and kindness we've received from our followers and supporters does not go unnoticed. Going on 3 years that Drew and I have been together, we've worked heavily on our spiritual chapter journey together. Not about to bounce back because the devil has us walking through fire. I'm not the only mama that loses my crap every time I go through my kids' clothes because why they get so big. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Surprisingly, she still had support after Arlita came out with her videos, but I think it was more so support for the kids rather than Stephanie and Drew, so people actually bought the kids' bunk beds, and Drew actually, in a video, set them up, which is surprising. They continued to receive support through their Amazon wish list, and this helped them get presents for their kids and have food for Thanksgiving and Christmas, which is crazy. I know that it's for the kids, but I feel like this just makes it seem okay for Drew and Stephanie to do less because they know that people online will buy them stuff if they need it. And for people who don't know the full backstory, they could come across her videos and wonder why she's getting hate, so they will go out of their way to support her. Now, from January up until probably February, nothing really happened with the Jenkins family. I mean, they grew in followers, sure, but the only real things that happened were people pulling up personal information on Stephanie, and she also had her baby around this time as well. It wouldn't be until February 21st when Stephanie posted a video explaining that her and her family are going to be evicted from their apartment for failure to pay rent.
So as I'm sure you're well aware now, everyone and their brother has made it their business that we're being evicted and we have a move out date in less than a month. Like I said before, I could give a fuck what people have to say about us online. For a split moment there last night, I thought I was going to bounce back to my old self and say something. Specifically to this one mama that just keeps popping up on my For You page on all the platforms. I took the time to really ask myself if that's what I want to do. I went to her page and realized I've been the talk of her content for quite some time now, as well as quite a few other moms she likes to just mom shame on repeat. I realized immediately, so not worth it. This girl is so bitter. Because in all honesty, pointing out everything you have that another mama doesn't have doesn't make you better than them. I'm well aware the rap should be wrapped a little bit differently than this, but she keeps slinging her head everywhere, so I had it like this to protect her neck. And after baby girl calmed back down, I wrapped it the recommended way. So like I was saying, after a long day of reflecting, if I really want to snap back at either of these people, really all I have to say to y'all is you're welcome. The only reason your videos get any views is because of the negative, untrue narrative you've set up about other people. I mean, let that sink in. Your content wouldn't get views if you were to do anything genuine about yourself. Yet you post gossip-worthy content, bashing other mamas, and you get the views. So really you should be thanking us mamas that your content gets any views. Even just a few hours I spent wondering if I was going to snap back at anybody really just left this negative, icky feeling in my that I just don't like anymore. There's definitely a point in my life where I gave everybody some negative energy. I've since then worked on myself and I really don't like doing it. I find so much more peace on just focusing on my family and focusing on my growth. If you want to have your opinion on us, you can have that opinion. Let's take a quick moment for the first thing that baby girl was wrapped in when she was born in the car, her daddy's jacket. Let's say thank you to all of our supporters and you're welcome to all of our haters. Hope everyone has a great weekend.
This is the start of a ton of drama, mostly because Stephanie made a series out of the situation, which is weird in a way. During this period of time, she said that she wouldn't bring the cats with her to her new apartment and made a video explaining that she couldn't find any place that would take them in. This will come back later, I promise.
After debating for some time, we decided we will not have indoor cats when we move. Prior to me and Drew getting together, I had one cat and he had one cat. The cat that he had was a stray that came in from outside, and the cat that I had was a cat that I received from a friend. Becoming a family, we brought in 2 other stray cats. So at one point we did have 4 cats in this apartment. That seriously did not last long, not even more than a couple of weeks. And then my cat Conscious, who's always been a free spirit, wanted to go outside, and so we let her do so. It's always been my opinion that if you have cats and they act like they want to go outside, let them outside. They're animals. And I don't mean for that to sound any bit insensitive. To me, it seems like you're doing the cat a disfavor when they're asking to go outside. That's where they want to be happy, and you're not letting them go. And let's be honest, as much as we love our fur babies, they sure do mess up the inside. I won't miss waking up to cat hair all over my counters. And yes, I am aware that's probably more than likely why we dealt with a flea issue to begin with. We just wanted our kids to experience having their fur babies inside with all the cuddles they wanted. But we feel now it's just the best interest in all of our family members to have them just be outdoor kitties. That does not mean we just stick them outside and not take care of them. Our cats still get plenty of cuddles and they get fed every day. But this way, they get to be the free spirits they like to be outside, and we can go about preventing some of the damages that cats bring to a home as well as all the cat hair. But we always still love our fur babies.
Throughout this time, Drew is still playing video games, and Stephanie, being a few weeks postpartum, is the one who's cleaning and getting ready to move out. Again, they've had months to figure out where they were going to go, because being evicted takes time and it's a process. So they knew that they had to move out, but waited until last minute to actually find a place to live. Stephanie posted a video pretty much asking everyone why they hate them so much, which it was a weird video, but I think she was just crashing out.
a little later than I was anticipating to post. I was busy baby making with the hubby, you know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. I just thought I'd give you guys your latest shish to talk so you can make your car payments next month. But for real, I'd really like to know what y'all's issue is with me and Drew, because personally, what have we ever actually done to either of you? That's right, absolutely not shit. And if you want to go and be like, yeah, well, the baby mama's okay, but they didn't have no issue with us until we went viral. If that doesn't speak levels as to what their intention was, I don't know. I'm not going to keep explaining that. It's the fact that nobody thought to question that themselves. Like, really, did you go back and watch videos? Did they speak of us beforehand? And I'm not even referring to just baby mamas at this. At this point, I'm referring to anybody who likes to talk shit every time we pop up in a viral video. What gets me about these videos is that people will really take what these people are saying about us before they come and actually learn anything about us themselves. Or you'll go and watch literally 5 seconds of a video and decide you know exactly what I said throughout the entire video. And to be fair, I guess I do sort of the same thing, because I really don't pay no mind to these videos that pop up about me. I don't give them more than about 5 seconds of my time. The difference is I don't watch it and then immediately go make my own video and try to profit off of what that person just posted. For me, I like to keep my content authentic. Okay, bye-bye now.
Leading up to the move out day, Stephanie's mom actually posted a video explaining that she hasn't seen Stephanie in over a year and hasn't seen her grandkids either, only online. She says that she would take in Stephanie and her kids, but that Drew needed to find somewhere else to stay because she's not going to be putting up with him not having a job and providing.
So I've been asked a couple times now by a couple of people, what do I think about Stephanie's situation? I don't need to say Stephanie who, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Watching my daughter go viral because she's doing such a great job has been one of the hardest things I have ever had to sit back and watch. Watching my daughter make decisions to stay with a man who clearly does not care about her, doesn't care about those children, continues to bring her down, keeps her from even having the sense to reach out to her family and ask for help. I know you watch her videos and you see, oh gosh, she really hates her mom. There's really, I'm not convinced she hates her mom. I'm convinced she knows that I'm the one person who could rescue her, who could set her straight, who could help her come to her senses, and she's too scared to reach out to me. It's hard when you are living in the type of relationship that she's in to admit you're wrong and leave. And I've seen it firsthand. I worked as a domestic violence advocate. I know it doesn't happen overnight. Anyhow, I haven't said a lot because I don't want my words to get twisted and for it to drive an even deeper wedge between me and Stephanie. I hope at some point our relationship can be reconciled and we can move past this. And I haven't seen my grandkids in over a year. I have a new grandbaby who I've only seen on social media when other people post videos of my grandbaby. The whole situation is heartbreaking and I have no other words to say about it. But I've been asked and I've decided just to at least clear the air a little bit. Anyhow, I am here for Stephanie. But make no mistake, I have absolutely no room in my heart, in my home, or anywhere in my... I just can't even go there. Drew's not welcome here. He's not welcome here.
Stephanie responded in a video that was posted just a few days ago.
It's move out day tomorrow, and in case you didn't catch on, we did not find a place, so we will be going to a hotel and getting a storage unit. And fuck no, I will not be taking my mom up on her offer on me and my kids going to stay with her. That is just not gonna happen. That lady popping up right now, it sickens me, honestly. And that's all I'm saying about that, because a part of me that's healed on everything that she brought on my past just does not want to spend any time on her. She gets absolutely no time of day from me. And that is for me to decide. It's not up to a bunch of strangers to decide what I should and shouldn't forgive from a past you weren't even there for. Now let's get back to this movie. I mean, I did not give credit to how sore I was going to be trying to do this 6-7 weeks postpartum. Not to mention the mental strain that also has on me. But it is what it is and life goes on and we have to keep going, so that's what we're doing. Now I know you're thinking, well, what about the cats if you guys didn't find a place to go and you didn't find anywhere for the cats to go? Despite the mantra that everybody blew me up and wanted everybody to believe, I never wanted to abandon these cats. But from my research, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but all of the shelters and sanctuaries in my area are tapped out for resources. I wasn't able to find any family or friends to take them while we try to figure this whole situation out. It's freaking sad, and I don't think many people are going to understand it, but I had to make the decision of actually calling animal control back myself and asking them to take the cats because I don't want these fur babies actually to be abandoned. That's the last thing I freaking want. And again, I don't know if that's something my mom has mentioned. Oh, I'll take the cats. I don't give two shits. I'm not dealing with her. To me, that's literally no different than welcoming my ex back into my life. You just don't welcome back people that have given you nothing but traumatic experiences. Okay, bye-bye now.
I'd like to point out that a ton of parody videos came out about this video, some of which are really, really funny, so I'll put them in there now.
We have 2 days left till move out, and we still haven't found a place. It's amazing what happens when we don't have jobs and can't declare steady income. Because we do literally nothing wrong, and we do everything right. I'm just being real and authentic here. Everyone else hates me, and all the apartment people also hate me. So make breakfast and get my kids out to school with me, I guess. So I can make some sort of income off here. Sorry, that was just Drew in the background. Don't mind him. Guys, I have some amazing news. I'm pregnant with baby number 6. We've been doing a lot of baby making with me and the hubby. Speaking of the hubby, he is such an amazing man. He is a great baby daddy, and he is a loving father and hubby. So y'all lay off him.
What's that, honey? Who's Mama Tot? Only the nicest person on the internet. Did you hear that, Mama Tot? A shout out would be really nice. We could use it. We're broke.
I can't wait to get these kids off to school because they're always all up in my business and all up in my face. They need to find their own place to play quietly. Because seriously, in this 1-bedroom apartment, there's ample amounts of room for them to go and entertain themselves. Now that breakfast is done and the kids are eating, it's now my time to clean up the house. The entire thing. All by myself. Because Drew is so helpful and I love him so much and he's the best partner ever. He actually changed one of the kids' diapers today and that was way above and beyond what I asked of him. These damn kids, I told them not to leave their beds out during the day, but I keep tripping on them. Now I gotta do all the kids' hair before we leave the house. As you can see, these are my 2 beautiful, gorgeous daughters. Their hair is very easy. And I have a routine for both of them and do it every day. Oh my goodness, they're so beautiful and so adorable and I love them so much. They're my besties. Now, Drew's son, on the other hand, I have no clue how to do his hair, and Drew will not pick up a comb and teach him because that's not his job, that's my job. And I just do my best. Hopefully we can move out soon. Bye.
Now the second moving out video shows Drew throwing the cat out of the house, pretty much abandoning it. And they probably thought that they got away with it because it was like so fast, and I think the video was actually sped up. But people slowed down the video and saw Drew pick up the cat and throw it out the house. Now this is pretty messed up, mostly because this was a family cat and it's their kid's cat. So imagine living with a cat. Obviously it's just an animal, but I like cats and dogs, you know. So imagine having a cat. You grew up with it, and then out of nowhere, it gets kicked to the curb. And maybe you're really close to that cat, and now all of a sudden it's gone. It's like more traumatizing for the kids, and they're just continuing to induce trauma on these kids. After this, she moved into a hotel with Drew and the kids. It's probably an even smaller space than before, which is honestly insane, and it looks like they are trying to stay for a while because they unloaded a bunch of food into the refrigerator. Now this video doesn't say much, but in the description, Stephanie goes on a tear saying, "First morning in a hotel as a family of 7. I got a lot to speak on with all of the hate being thrown at my man's way. The Wi-Fi isn't the best here, and we're working on a solution. The PS5 is a lifesaver in this time because it's the device providing entertainment for the children via TV. There's always this misconception that Drew is just some selfish do-nothing gamer, and I'm tired of staying quiet on that. He's always taken the selfless route for his family. He pushed his body to the breaking point to pack the U-Haul. I don't care who wants to keep buying into the BS being said. All we can do is keep doing what we know is best for our family, because when it comes down to it, Drew and I are the only ones that know that. There is no DV going on here, no unhappy kids, just two parents doing what we can. And I plan to keep on speaking on that more and more. This move showed me a strength in both Drew and myself. Strength we hold as a couple and as parents that are fueled by the kids we would do anything for. We are addressing more of Drew's health concerns, and we will start to be more open going forward. Not because we feel we owe that to anyone, but because it's part of our journey, and that's what I've always been here to share. We have ambitions, goals, and we can't wait to see what's next for our family. Now, honestly, this is just another level of delusion for Stephanie. Drew didn't help pack anything. And of course he'd be the one who was packing the U-Haul because he's the only man that could actually move that heavy furniture. But I'm sure out of all that time, I'm 100% sure that he packed the PS5 and put it in front with him so that nothing happened to it. Drew couldn't even care enough to drive the U-Haul, and honestly, I've been too scared to drive a U-Haul, but I have moved from place to place to place, and yeah, it's definitely an ordeal. Mind you, all of this is going into a storage unit for the time being, but that raises even more questions. How is this family going to live in a small hotel room, and is this even legal to be doing? A lot of people said that she could get her kids taken away for doing this, which sadly is true. The kids are cramped in a room with 2 beds, and I'm sure Drew and Stephanie already called dibs on one of the beds, so they're probably just sleeping on the ground. This isn't a funny situation, and the mom actually posted another video about the situation onto her TikTok account.
So today has not been a good day. Knowing this is it, they're out. I don't know where they're going to be, what they're doing, how they're going to make it. I don't know. And it hurts me because I've been going through pictures of me and my grandkids when it was just Stephanie, me, and the girls. And honestly, right now I'm looking at a picture of Addison conked out in my lap. I had such a close bond with her girls. Can you imagine the trauma they feel? Suddenly grandma's not in their life, and they're probably wondering why. They probably want to know why. What the hell's going on? Why doesn't grandma love us? And who knows what she's telling them. And yeah, I am trying. I actually got into it last night with CPS because I feel like they don't give a shit. They don't care. You know what they had the balls to ask me? Well, do you know this is happening? Or are you just suspicious? And I said, not only do I know this is happening, about 1 million people know it's happening because they're posting it all over the damn internet. I don't know how to feel about all of this, but I can tell you one thing for sure. I wish grandparents had more rights in the state of Oregon. I wish there was more I could do. I wish whatever this thing is between me and Stephanie, I mean, I'm so confused. She has 5 siblings, and I have a great relationship with all 5 of them. So this trauma that she's talking about, I mean, I don't want to say it's not real for her because I'm not going to take away how she feels. I just don't get it. Was I a perfect mom? Hell no. But what the fuck is she doing? And why, when I'm right here wanting to help her, did she turn around and say I'm doing it for views and monetary reason? I have a damn good job. I make a good living. I'm fine. I don't need money off of views. As a matter of fact, if y'all want to stop following me so that she doesn't think I'm just doing it for followers, go for it. My entire platform was based on politics and the shit going on in our country right now. And the fact that I just want it to be fair for everybody and human rights for everybody. I never, ever intended to post anything about Stephanie and this shit. telling you, it's frustrating beyond frustrating. And I just, one thing I wanted to address, people keep asking, would I take Deshaun too? Why the hell wouldn't I take Deshaun? But I would only take him long enough to help Desiree get him back. Because for God's sakes, that woman deserves her kid. It's ridiculous. They fucking lied to me about that. Stephanie told me that when she met Drew, Deshaun's mom had abandoned him years before. The bullshit lies that have come out of those two mouths since they got together. It just, there's too much to say. And yeah, look, you're not getting the sweet-spoken, soft-ass grandmother that you got the other day talking. I'm pissed. I'm pissed because my daughter is choosing to put those kids into a fucking hotel room instead of coming here and just making whatever the shit she's got going on between us work. Because she wants her man she manifested. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to say right now, okay? I appreciate so many of you who have supported me and said some very nice comments. And the rest of you, I don't care. Have your opinions. It doesn't matter. I only want what's best for those kids. That is the only thing I want for those kids. I just want them to be safe. And crammed into a hotel room for God knows how long is not safe.
The resilient Jenkins aren't really resilient. They use their kids for content, but then in the same light, make them sleep in a living room and dining room while they reap the fruits of their kids' labor. Stephanie is extremely problematic, even if she tries to make it look like she's not. And Drew couldn't care less about his family. This is probably one of the worst situations I've seen on TikTok, and the fact that they are still acting like they are broke, knowing that Stephanie's page probably makes bank from the amount of views she gets, is just really disingenuous. It's disturbing to see how out of touch Stephanie is. I think she's probably going to take the kids out of school too, seeing that she had a video dunking on the educational system and how the kids shouldn't have a life outside of the house.
So I'm not going to be the type of mom who pops up on my page and just has a bunch of shit to talk about my children, because I freaking love my kids. I love being a mom, and they're very rarely the reason why I'm overstimulated or have any kind of like mental issues at all. You feel me? Like, they're the ones that keep me sane. That being said, like, I will say some shit about the positions my children be in as a mother. You feel me? Like, I'm sorry, but I completely disagree with the school system. I think it's absolutely fucking whack that we have our kids running little lives like they're in their own little W-2s. Like, the whole attendance rate and the fact that, like, my kids can't take a sick day without it being marked against them, I think it's absolute bullshit. They're children. They should have absolute freedom when it comes to that, and they shouldn't have this a certain amount of days they need to be in your freaking system. And I think it would be different, in my opinion, if the schools were a little more beneficial. But in the public school system, when you have 30, 40 kids in one classroom, and a lot of times, like, my kids are coming home, I'm teaching them everything that they were supposed to be learning for that day. And I have no problem with that. Like, as a mother, you're a teacher, you're a cook, you're a cleaner, you're everything. And I'm fine with that. But I think that for my kids to be spending 7.5 hours somewhere every day, and the goal is for them to be learning something during that process, like, that should be what's happening. But since there's not enough individual attention in the public school system, the kids are literally just going to have this structured day that's planned out for them, and they get no freedom in the sense. And then when you want them to have some freedom, it's marked against them. Like, it just make sense. They're children. Why are we doing this to them? Why are we putting this ridiculous standards on our kids? And I get it. Like, we want to set boundaries and we want them to have good habits as adults. Okay, but I'm not the type of person that thinks you need to sell your soul to whoever you're working with. And that's the kind of perception we're already giving these kids. I mean, because this morning my daughter said, we're still all, like, see, I can barely even catch my breath. We're still not feeling good. Like, can we just stay home? And I was like, I really wish that was the case, but you guys have already missed set amount of days this year from us not feeling good. And I have to get you guys in there because I don't want you guys in any more trouble with it. And I hate telling my kids that. I hate being like, you can't take care of how you feel right now as a child because you have to go through this stupid system. And my daughter was like, tell the government they can all wear diapers on their head. Like, for real.
But have you heard of the resilient Jenkins? Family who treats their kids like dirt? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to help us get closer to 200,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.